Here's the man who's been quickest to the lot, Kevin LePage. He has the channel lock machine on the Bud pole with a brand new track record. Let's hear from the driver of that Chevy Monte Carlo, Glenn Jarrett.
Hey, thanks, Eli. You know, this is Kevin LePage's first ever career NASCAR Busch Series pole, but he's never won here at Dover. Kevin, some awfully impressive runs lately in both series, particularly in this NASCAR Busch Series in this number 40 channel lock car. Can
This
you guys
is,
keep it up front
I guess,
all day?
Dad's fifth race
really
with
so,
Tim
Glenn.
Fedewa. We'll see how they do.
And
And we are at Dover. Dover, Delaware.
And at the racetrack, got
a
a grip of this
concrete
Dover
track,
mile,
I believe, at the time.
You know, I came here back in 1983 for my first
Enjoy.
race. And,
I'll jump
I've
off
always
of the
liked
screen
place,
in
and
a
hopefully today
minute,
we can
yeah.
keep this 40 up front.
I'll
but,
be back.
You know, we're going to run 200 miles and let the cards deal out where it happens at the end and see what happens.
He's one of the guys we'll keep an eye on. Another guy sitting on the outside of the front row, Matt Kenseth. Matt has already won once on TNN this year. He has moved to second in the point standings. He's only 1 point behind the current points leader, Mike McLaughlin, who is standing by with Matt Yoakum.
Glenn, Mike McLaughlin gained fame in racing the Northeast, but he scored his first Busch Series victory here on the Monster Mile. He hopes the win today will prove to be a catalyst towards his championship dreams. A 1-point advantage over Matt Kenseth. Mike, do you throw caution to the wind, chasing points, or the win?
We're definitely here to win. That's what we work hard for. What we expect. You know, the points, they'll follow.
Well, he finished 10th here last fall. Another hot shoe in his mirror today, Tony Stewart, the most diverse driver during the month of May. He raced at Indy, a Silver Crown car, a Busch car at New Hampshire, a dirt late model, you name it, he raced it. This season, he's finished twice on TNN second. Today, the Rushville Rocket goes for win number 1.
Matt, thank you very much. Joining me is a gentleman who in his driving career had many, many top 5 finishes here at the Monster Mile. Buddy Baker, when you ran this track, of course, it was asphalt, but on a hot day like this with concrete as the racing surface, how tough to get a hold of?
Well, asphalt is black and it retains a lot of heat. This is concrete. The crew chiefs really like it because it stays very, very consistent. So they're looking for a very fast race, less than a second after 20 laps of drop-off, where with a blacktop racetrack, you would drop off maybe 3 seconds.
Now, over the years, we've seen so many different drivers post victories here. In the 28 races that the NASCAR Busch Series has won here, we've had 21 different winners, and 12 drivers posted their first ever career victories here at the mile. And Darrell Waltrip, who joins us on the telecast as well today, knows this racetrack as well as anybody. How do you drive it now? Aggressively, cautiously? What's the approach for these fellas?
Well, I think those statistics tell us that what you don't know won't hurt you. That's the thing about Dover. It's a fast racetrack. It's ultra fast this time. The new tires have obviously picked the speeds up considerably. The young and aggressive. Now, you can be young and aggressive if you're not foolish. And that's kind of the line you walk here at Dover. So I expect we'll see a 13th different new winner here this time because there's some good drivers in the field that haven't won lately.
Well, they have already fired the engines down on the pit lane, so we are set to go racing. Glad you're with us here on TNN Motorsports. The MBNA Platinum 200 for the NASCAR Busch Series is next.
I am a guide through the Himalayas. They call me a Sherpa.
Lycos is your personal guide to the internet.
I'm the Sherpa of Sherpas.
Lycos searches millions of websites.
You'll need helpful guide.
And Lycos
includes for you 6 former Dover winners in the field. Kevin LePage, his first career pole, and Matt Kenseth, his best career start. Bobby Hillen's not started that well since here in 1994. And the ageless Dick Trickle, who won both poles here a year ago. Your brother, Darrell Michael, had himself a good qualifying run.
Boy, he really did. And, you know, he's got both his cars running good. Patty's up in there as well, so he's tickled to death with his Band-Aid Ford.
Of course, Patty being Patty Moise, who had a good qualifying effort here this weekend. Moving on to row number 5, you've got Glenn Allen and Jeff Green. Phil Parsons always runs well here, and Mike Dillon, who had a 4th place finish here last fall. There is the aforementioned, actually, the Sawyer family. Elton and Patty, husband and wife, the exact same qualifying speed.
Can you believe it, buddy?
I mean, hey, they're bragging rights at the table last night. Both of them could say, hey, you didn't beat me at all.
Yeah, normally you say my car's red hot and yours ain't doodly squat. They couldn't say that today.
Field coming towards the stripe. They'll get the 1-to-go signal. There you see Dale Jarrett from the NASCAR Winston Cup Series, starting in row number 14, along with Mike Cope, Elliott Sadler, the Bristol winner, and Randy LaJoie, buddy, still trying to find that winning combination here in 98.
Yeah, and I talked to Steve Bird, and I said, how's things going? He said, let me tell you, they're not going well. We're not winning. You can never feel good about things. I'm not happy right now.
Yeah, I think if he listened to Earnhardt last week after that race, he might know what the winning combination is.
Might well.
Earnhart went over and, took the wind out and explained a few things.
Sure did.
Come on. He just looked in there and said, are you all right?
Oh, yeah. I know now. I have first-hand information, and that ain't what he said.
There is the AutoZone race analysis brought to you by the more than 1,900 AutoZone stores across America. AutoZone, the best parts in auto parts. One thing that we don't see there, Darrell Waltrip, is the fact that the racetrack narrows up 10 feet coming off the turns. How significant is that?
Well, I think you'll see, Eli, in the race coming off 2 and 4, the cars get real close together right there, and that's where we have a lot of accidents that are triggered by just ever so slightly contacting each other as they come up off these corners and narrow down onto the straightaways.
Shane Hall carrying our cameras for you here today at the Monster Mile. Likewise, in a backup car, Matt Hutter. He wrecked the primary car yesterday. Phil Parsons, an expected daddy. His wife Marcia due with twins any day now. Yeah. He'll be bringing us the view from his Duralube entry. The veteran Dick Trickle of Wisconsin Rapids, Wisconsin, gives us a ride in the Schneider entry. And on the Bud pole, Kevin LePage with the Channel Lock onboard camera. And those are the fellows who'll be giving us the rides around this Dover Downs International Speedway. 200 laps, 200 miles. $485,000 plus on the line and bragging rights. Green flag about to fly.
Get ready.
Bobby Hillen in the 8.
It's pretty good to see those cars run side by side, although the 17 just got real bad loose off of turn 4 there.
Matt Kenseth, the number 17 car there, got out of the groove just a little bit. The groove is the darker part of the racetrack. Up there on the top part, there's a lot of debris up there, rubber dust and what have you. When you get up there, the car gets really loose.
Well, with this tire they got this time, though, there seems to be, I believe we'll be able to run side by side. Maybe not that early in the race, but I think it will be later on. I think this tire is going to make it real competitive for everybody.
For the moment, it is single file. You saw Mike Dillon look to the inside, and others trying to sneak some peeks. Joe Bessie right there, the number 6, inside of Ed Berrier. They're running back in 20th and 21st, and Berrier in the 77 loses that exchange.
Yeah, a lot of times you get caught up on that outside, and you're just not sure. Even though the car might feel all right, you're not sure because you've had so many nightmares, heard so many stories about getting stuck on the outside. Berrier's certainly not happy, is he, buddy?
No, he's wanting back down low. You can see these guys going at it. Elliott Sadler there in the 66 car going down in the corner, Fowler and Mike Cope.
Yeah, you get shoved up there. You got to let that guy on the inside has the preferred line. He's got the traction and everything it takes to go fast.
Single file for the basic entire mile here. Everybody going single file. Let's check in quickly with Matt Yoakum in the pits.
Eli pulled the garage this morning. Matt Kansas, one of a number of drivers who set their cars up on a little bit of the loose side because in happy hour, the track seemed to get tighter and tighter, and that's what many crew chiefs expect the track to go to today. So they figured, let's start it up a little bit loose and let the track come to us.
Bobby Hillen takes the lead there, Eli. I think that may be the first lap he's led this entire year with that car. Great performance here, good qualifying, and as you can see, Bobby Hillen is on a mission right now.
Yeah, I watched him in practice, buddy, and he was the fastest car a lot of the practice sessions they had before qualifying, and certainly he's got a hot rod under him today.
Saw Michael Waltrip there taking away the inside against Mike McLaughlin in the 34.
That's what he did, too. He took it away because Mike had a run on him, but Brother Mike cut him off.
Last time Bobby Hillen led a NASCAR Busch Series race, March of '95 in Darlington. So you're right, it has been a while, buddy.
Yeah, he's been working hard to get that program put together and working with some different resources there to get the money to run all the races.
6 laps complete of 200 here at the Monster Mile. Again, McLaughlin in the 34. Got a good run on Michael and brings Tony Stewart with him, but he can't get through.
Yeah, Michael was actually holding Mike McLaughlin up there. And I want to say about LePage, you know, last week he run like crazy early in the race, buddy, if you remember, and then he really faded, and it looks like he's fading back a little bit now.
Jeff Green almost gets into Michael Waltrip there. The 21 car come down on the racetrack to take care of that inside groove, and there was almost contact. Jeff Green there in the 2.
Right, he's in that New Holland car. Normal driver Ron Barfield committed to run all of the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series events, and they're running right now at Watkins Glen International in the Parts America 150. So there you see McLaughlin in the 34. LePage now behind him in the 40.
You can listen. Backing off right there. Picks the throttle back up right there. Starts back into it. As they come off here, the tendency for the race car to jump sideways. As it comes up, it comes out of the hole and onto the back straightaway. And the back of the car tries to go out towards the wall. Even a good car.
Yeah, they get loose up off the corner here because they literally run up out of the banking up onto the straightaway. They actually come uphill right there, and that causes the car to get real light in the back. That'll cause the back end to jump around.
Matt Kenseth knocking on the door for the lead. Hillen in the 8 has the lead. There's Kenseth in the 17, the Lycos car. The newest protege in the Jack Roush empire.
Kenseth looks like he's a little quicker than Hillen. He ran him down from about a 10-car length deficit now, and right on his back bumper. Now, if he gets too close up under the back of Hillen, it will make that car extremely loose up out of the corner.
It will, and if you remember now, Kenseth won the race at Rockingham, a mile racetrack, very similar to this, not concrete, but very similar. So obviously they have a great setup for a 1-mile racetrack. He's short over.
39, Eddie Baer being lapped by the leaders. So too the 78 of Loy Allen. You saw them go by. Been a good battle here. Kevin LePage led the first 4 laps. Hillen has led from lap 5 through 12 as we are in the early stages on TNN Motorsports.
Got it, you know, his car is fast, and Kenseth's run about a mile an hour faster than Hillen.
And how about the 3 car right there? You see him get by Kevin LePage, Dale Earnhardt Jr. now up to 6th spot, and I think all the more remarkable. We talked about first-time winners here. It's his first ever visit to the Monster Mile.
Yeah, I tell you what, this kid's good anywhere. Seems now that he's being a little more patient with his qualifying. He's more interested in getting the car good for the race. As you can see, running right around the base of the racetrack, started in 16th spot and is already up into the 6th spot.
Yeah, well, when you haven't been somewhere before, you know, you use that practice and even that qualifying and all the time leading up to the race to familiarize yourself with the track so you can race well. And, I mean, he has a great crew. That's an experienced bunch. Tony Eury Jr., they do a great job with that car.
That's what, as you see right there, Michael Waltrip moving up just a little bit. He sees the 3 car of Dale Jr. a little bit quicker. He's not going to fight him this early in the race.
And Glenn Jarrett, I think it was interesting yesterday when Dale Earnhardt Jr. told us, he said, I don't know if I need to work on my patience or if I'm just not in the right frame of mind sometimes, that something is I'm lacking. And he knows himself that there are things he's got to work on.
Oh, he absolutely does, Eli. And I tell you what, he was the quickest car in the practice yesterday afternoon during happy hour by a goodly margin over the rest of the field. I talked to Tony Eury this morning, as Darrell mentioned, his crew chief, and Tony told me, Glenn, I just can't wait until the race starts. I love watching this kid drive a race car so much. They think he's going to be as good as, or maybe even better than Dale Earnhardt Sr.
And you know, he said to me yesterday, Darrell, he said, Eli, that you've never driven a race car, that you may not appreciate quite how much of the race, particularly here, is mental.
Yeah, it is. And yeah, he says he's lacking something. Well, it's one word. It's my favorite word. He's lacking that experience. He got got to get a little more spirit, and then he'll be all right, because that's all you lack right now. He just sometimes knows he's in a situation you don't know what to do as he goes flying by Tony Stewart.
Griffin, third spot right there.
Oh, man, he's just moving up through there. He's just taking them as he gets to them. The car right on the bottom of the racetrack. We just touched on something about Dale Jr. He had 10 years with his father with this race team. Steve Park has been here with this race car, so they have a lot of experience to offer this kid. It makes the learning curve so much quicker.
Oh, yeah, you get in, if he has the talent, and he does, he gets in a car that's set up properly for these racetracks. All he has to focus on is his driving and learning how to win.
The Napa Field update across the top of the screen, brought to you by Napa Auto Parts. At Napa, keep America running, and they'll keep that scoring rundown running for you throughout the afternoon.
Just even a little further on that experience thing and Dale Jr. Dale Sr. had Jake Elder as his crew chief early on, and all of us, Buddy, will remember Jake was great with new young drivers. He gave him a car that was comfortable and handled well. Dale could concentrate on driving and winning. That's what Dale Jr. has here, is a team that's giving him a car that's comfortable to drive. Now he can just go out and do his thing.
There's Jeff Green and Dick Trickle right there on the screen. Behind them, Glenn Allen in the 99 and Phil Parsons in the 10. They are running 11th and 12th, respectively.
Parsons usually runs really good here at Dover. He's had some real good finishes here. Has he won here, Eli? Is he one of the guys that's won here?
No, interestingly, Phil is not one of those who has won here. He's come close. He was third here a couple of years ago in that Luxair car, you might remember, but he's not picked up a victory here. Buckshot Jones meanwhile being bypassed by a host of teams. He's 25th. Here comes Mark Crow trying to put him further back down, and Buckshot Jones seems to be laboring just a bit.
And Eli, I don't know if this is a fact or not, but I think it is. He's driving a Winston Cup car this weekend. He's driving the 8 car, the Circuit City car that Hutch Strickland got booted out of. And I don't know if it's a fact or not. For me, it would be. If doing double duty like that is hurting his Busch program, because I tell you, the cars are so different. I know guys do it and get away with it, but a young guy like him may not have enough knowledge and experience to pull that off.
Look at this battle for 5th place right now. Tony Stewart there, Michael Walton have been really going at it. You see Michael's using the higher line there, and the second groove seems to be coming in, Darrell. He's able to keep up with Tony Stewart on the outside groove there.
Yeah, I really believe it will. I think these tires are good enough to give the cars enough security that you can venture in that outside lane and be all right.
Riding with LePage, he's got Robert Presley just ahead of him there in 7th. There again, you're watching Stewart in 5th, Michael Waltrip in 6th from high overhead the Monster Mile. If you're a Loy Allen fan, he's just taken his car to the garage area. Matt Kenseth is the race leader by 0.3 of a second over Bobby Hillin while we watch this good battle. Further back, with Andy Santerre, Mike Cope, they've already been lapped.
I was watching Michael. You know, early in the race, he almost got run over by a couple of guys because he couldn't get going, but it looks like his car's really come around, neutraled up a little bit, and he's starting to make a little run toward the front now because he's putting a lot of pressure on Stewart, particularly using that high line, buddy.
Yeah, well, he's doing what he has to do with the race car because it won't stay on the bottom part of the racetrack, and he's starting to diamond the corner out. He goes in kind of low and lets it go up in the center and right back to the bottom.
Well, I can tell you, there ain't nothing wrong with running up next to that fence. I think it's a good day.
Dad even said in a recent interview that he prefers the 1 mile or smaller tracks, the intermediates. He would run midfield, mid-pack, but something about like the short tracks and the road courses they really did well on. I think they're gonna finish mid-pack. I was looking at the stats. They'll gain position throughout the race, I believe. But they're not going to set the world on fire on this race.
Let's come in.
I think when the leader goes by, you come in. Right now, he's just trying to hang on and try to hope for a caution. But, buddy, look at that.
Boy, I tell you what, you talk about driving a race car. Matt Kenseth made a move to the bottom right there. It had to work. Blaney had cut him off on the back straightaway. The 2 cars went in the corner very hard.
This is like, I think, Dad's 5th race with Base Motorsports officially, with the 33 Kleenex car, with Tim Fiedler. They will get 2 wins this season. We already played Nazareth a couple of streams ago, and the next win will be at South Boston, which I think I'm going to play next. If I have it in me to do 2 races today, I will do South Boston. We're going to skip a few weeks ahead just to do that race because they win that one too. And the Cars Tour is South Boston this week, so it's good time.
Now they're coming around to the left side. This is going to be a 4-tire stop. They weren't sure what side the tire was. They figured they're already on pit road. Go ahead and take the time and change all 4 tires. But a costly stop for Buckshot Jones.
Buckshot said this is one of his favorite tracks. That's the same car with which he won at Milwaukee a year ago. His first career NASCAR Busch Series win, but at least for the moment, it doesn't seem as though he's destined for victory lane today. He will lose 2 and potentially a 3rd lap as Kenseth will come by and make him 3 laps down here at lap number 39. Still in the early stages of the MBNA Platinum 200. We're back with more from Dover on TNN Motorsports in a moment. Monster Mile, the aerial shots today from the Lycos helicopter. Lycos, your personal internet guide at lycos.com. Lower portion of the screen, that's the horse racing grandstand here at the Monster Mile. You can see the horse track in the middle. That's that gray, shorter oval. There on the right of the screen is the NASCAR Busch Series garage. And there is the Busch Series race leader, number 17, Matt Kenseth, who'll put a lap on the 33rd place runner, Blaze Alexander, going a lap down. And the 48 car now is Brad Loney. He's about to be put a lap down.
You know, just what we call this place kind of puts a little fear in me. The Monster Mile, White Lightning. I mean, those are things that'll hurt you, buddy.
You're right about that. That's why I'm up here.
Watch this a few moments ago. Buckshot Jones had just come off the pit lane. Patty Moise right there.
Oh, boy, she gets that right front, right into his left rear quarter there and makes this thing, I'll tell you.
Good thing he had new tires on.
Yeah. You know, this must be different, though, and I say this, Darrell, really with all utmost respect. You were so very,
She was carrying a lot more speed than him.
And it doesn't look as though you really grabbed
that was a judgment.
The concrete. Here are some young guys who have never been
Slow
here before, and I guess they have no
reaction.
comparison. But it's been a tough transition for some of the veterans, hasn't it?
Well, it really has. It's such a different feel, and I know we talk about this before. I've talked about this here before, but the thing has got that pitter pat that you get on concrete, and it's just not as smooth as it was, and it upsets the cars. And you have to have the right shock combination to be right on this racetrack. Springs are all the same, pretty much, but shocks are the key.
Battle for 3rd. Earnhardt looks to the inside. That's for 2nd. Excuse me. That's the battle for. No, that's for 3rd.
That is the 3rd right there. You've got Earnhardt in the 3, McLaughlin the 34. 2nd place is Bobby Hill.
That 20 is Blaze Alexander.
But you know, you gotta be.
Was married to a guy from Pennsylvania, a fireman, and he just adored cheering for Blaze. So when we lost him, it was a sad situation. Something happened between 98 and above. Like the cars got really dangerous all of a sudden. And I know that it brought about the safer barriers and it brought about Hans device and all. But I almost wonder if they didn't have these cars, these types of cars today.
You got Jeff Fuller there in that white and red car, the new driver for the 89.
You see them moving out of the way there. They realize that the leaders are coming up on them.
Yeah, very patient. They had safer barriers and Hans devices in these cars. These cars were like designed to be safe, but I was hearing through 98 where they're cutting down the spoilers on the Cup cars and stuff, making them less stable to slow them down. Why they simply didn't just add a couple 100 pounds of weight, I don't understand. That would have made them so much more drivable and stable. Give them a little more left side weight percent. Just like that's about the only way to slow them down when the engines are performing.
Yeah, this is the same thing he did. You know, he did this last week. Run up front, had a great car, qualified well.
Not take away handling.
in the race. I don't know what the problem is there.
That's just they do it today,
Shelburne,
so
Vermont, Kevin LePage.
I don't know.
He's also
We shall see.
set to go racing here tomorrow in the MB&A Platinum 400. Glenn Jarrett is waiting for the Channel Lock Chevy.
Yeah, Eli, actually, I'm a little further up pit road, but I did check with the crew a while ago when he started falling back, and he was the car was very, very tight. He simply could not turn it in the corner. Interestingly enough, there are some crew guys from the number 28 Winston Cup car. This is a 4-tire change. Jeff Clark, Gary McClure, and a new guy that they're trying out to change front tires. They're practicing on Kevin's car. The new guy is Darren Wolf, and so I knew I had his name somewhere. So they're changing 4 tires. Everybody was concerned about just how far they could go on this first run. A lot of them said they were going to have to look at pitting around lap 60 because they just did not know what tire wear was going to be on this brand new tire.
LePage's team also concerned about a broken shock or shock mount problem, which I guess could really jar you on a racetrack like this, or any racetrack for that matter.
Well, as I alluded to earlier, shocks is the key here. To get across these little bumps in the racetrack, you got to have the right shock combination. I don't know. Sometimes I think no shocks might be better than the wrong shock, so he might not be that bad off.
There's the leader, Matt Kenseth. Ahead of him is the number 63 of Tracy Leslie, who was running in 28th. In a caution-free race, the leader just marching through the field. We're back on TNN Motorsports in a moment. Matt Kenseth continuing to lead. Hey, folks, you can experience Country.com, your personal source for all things country. From race cars to country stars, connect to Country.com. And you got a column in there by one Buddy Baker. So do check it out when you are online next. Matt Kenseth continues to lead, just marching up through the field. He has already lapped to 24th position. Good battle there. The 64, Dick Trickle. The 10, Phil Parsons. That's 8th and 9th place right now. They're already 7 seconds behind the race leader.
Kenseth's got that Mark Martin set up in that thing. You notice that, buddy, how he comes off turn 4 like Mark always does, right down on the white line, and I mean, eating everybody alive right there.
Well, you know, Jack Roush, who owns the race car that Mark Martin runs on Sunday, has a lot of input on Matt Kenseth's car. He's kind of pulled him under his wing and gives him a lot of technical advice and a lot of help in racing period.
Yeah, you know, Hillen and Dale Jr. had chased him down, but as soon as he got a clear shot there, he's pulled back out there pretty nice lead again. So he's being real cautious. He knows he's got a good car, and he's just taking his time.
It's now a 1.5 seconds of an advantage as the 2nd and 3rd place guys right there, Hillen and Earnhardt, pick their way through traffic. They've got Andy Santerre in the 47 right there. Andy's had a tough middle of the season. Got out of the box pretty well, but the learning curve maybe catching up just a bit in his move from the Busch North Series.
Yeah, he had a car, pretty good car in Charlotte, got into the wall with it there, had to take a backup car, and just been off the pace here, just like he is right now. He's just not up to speed. Andy Santerre has great driving qualities, but right now he's going through what every race car driver goes through. It's called a slump.
Yeah, well, particularly when it's a young guy, young team, starting off. As long as they got momentum on their side, they can run on that, momentum and adrenaline. But as soon as the wind gets knocked out of your sails, there are a couple of cars you get behind, it's hard to catch back up.
Mike Cope being lapped, and now let's watch again from Kenseth, the leader. Let's go back and show you what 1 1/10 seconds looks like on this racetrack. There you see Hillen and Earnhardt just 1 1/10 behind in their private battle for second.
Eli, one thing that happens, Kenseth's out there, and the flagman that is actually giving everybody a move over flag. These guys, when they come up behind them, they have to pick their way around these lap cars. So leading a race here sometimes is a great advantage because the flagman's letting them know, okay, the leader's coming, get out of the way.
But it doesn't take long. If you get out of that throttle for a lap car, it doesn't take long for them other guys back there to catch up. Look where they are now.
Little Hermie Sadler, he's been put a lap down already by the race leaders, and that's a guy with 5 top 10 finishes and 7 starts here. I mean, we're seeing good race teams going a lap down now.
Great race team.
Yeah.
If you want to know how they're running, folks, I'm looking at the computer right here.
Typical Dover basically ran green to green, green to checker. I was just looking at the FIDA stats here for Dover. He started 24th, and he'll finish 17th.
tight, meaning
I think he's up to 20th or something now. The CS is where I'm getting the stats right here. Richmond, Dover. May 30th, 1998. This is going to be... Ooh, look who's going to win. This is a spoiler alert. So this will be the finish.
You got to lift or run into. But look, folks, they've closed right in on Kenseth now. First, second, and third, right there together. And Glenn Jarrett, that's
it
one thing. It
appears it's going to go green for most of the
These guys
race.
saying, yeah, we're holding off Earnhardt, but we've caught the leaders also.
Oh, absolutely. And I tell you what, Bobby Starr, you're right. Daryl Hill and Starr.
Okay, so Buddy Baker and Darrell Waltrip and Glenn Jarrett reported.
Lap 5
this
through
is
lap
weird.
16 is back in the lead here at lap number 70.
That's a great run for Hillen. He doesn't generally have a great run. In his later years, he was more kick butt when he was newer. He was kind of in his waning stage.
Those guys caught him. He knows he's got a good race car. He's proven that to us up here in the booth a couple times, pulling away from those cats. Let's see what they're doing. Plus, he might be trying to stretch it out a little bit on his tires and go a little further before he pits, too.
I think Kenseth may be in trouble as far as abusing the tires in the early part of the race here, because these guys, you can see right now.
It looks like it's a 200-lap race.
Yeah, they're 2 miles an hour faster than he is right now. I've been watching his straightaway speed.
Tim will be 1 lap down.
He really seems to be hurting on the straightaway, and look who just took the lead.
8 cars will finish on the lead lap.
On the inside, you can see him on a great car. He looked to the outside of Earnhardt. Great straightaway speed on the 8 car of Bobby Hill.
So the man who's here for the very first time in his career, and he's wearing a T-shirt that says, "Been there, wrecked that." Don't count on it happening today. This guy is quick. Dale Earnhardt Jr. is the new leader here at Dover Downs International Speedway in the MBNA Platinum 200, and they are about to put last year's winner in the fall, Joe Bessie. They're about to put the 6-car lap down in 22nd spot.
Yeah, well, this will be a real challenge for Dale Jr. because Joe's not going to give up too easily.
I hope he sees him. Yes, he does. Earnhardt goes to the bottom. Hillen follows right in the tire track. These two guys are going at it right now.
You have to give both those guys a real call, buddy, because Dale Jr. never been here, and Bobby Hillen with his car running this well in this race. I mean, he hadn't done this good all year long.
First and second you're looking at right there, and you can look back just a little bit. Kenseth is pretty far back. That's him going right by. He's about 15, 20 car lengths back.
But as we go to break, guys, just remember Dale Earnhardt Jr. wrecked at the last 2 races in Nazareth and Charlotte, but he had the strongest car at both of those tracks. We shouldn't be surprised here today. Car Busch Series Racing from the Monster Mile, Dover Downs International Speedway in Delaware. And as Dale
This is
Earnhardt
where
Jr.
Tim lost
puts
1
himself
lap.
on
He'll end
to
up losing only 1 lap this whole race.
400. Green flag is at noon.
So Dad
will be on the air actually a half hour earlier than that at 11:30.
Pull some magic, get him
So
at least up to 17.
Stop on the Nascar Winston
This is the last
is on the Bud pole for tomorrow.
lap that they will lose, then they're going to be improving. And they're running 20-something, they're going to finish 17th. Overall, they made gains in the game, but like I said, intermediate tracks, they were mid-packish. Mostly everywhere else, they were a contender to win. You know, top 5, top 10.
Kenseth is almost a full straightaway back now.
Yeah, here they are at the line now, and here comes Dale Jr., and he's at the line now. So that's not a lot of breathing room. They're on the same straightaway. So I think we're in our pit window, though.
We are.
I don't think we're going to go much further on the tires, and certainly they can't go much further on fuel. So we're coming within our pit window now.
We are at
Dad's had wins at New Hampshire and Darlington, so those are a couple intermediate. He's had wins at Nazareth, which is a unique road course type, IRP, South Boston. So these are all in Busch, I mean, but he's had a lot more wins in modifieds, Oswego type tracks. I don't know if he ever won
This is where you
Oswego.
need communication. This is where you'll call your spotters.
They've
Say,
run
"Go
well
tell
and
the other
had
spotter, let's get in line and let's
accidents a
don't
lot
race
of,
each other right now until we
like
don't go lap
Pocono,
there."
Oswego.
Last year in September, the
They ran
NASCAR
well at
Winston Cup
Trenton.
teams ran here with one quick caution. And the NASCAR Busch Series over the years here at Dover, 4 times have had races with only 2 caution flags, but it's not very often we see that. Jeff Purvis is making his pit stop as you see fellas who are in position for their first career victories.
Everybody's driving. I mean, I haven't seen any really what I'd call close calls. There's been some guys that have maybe rubbed each other a little bit, but not anything like we normally see here, buddy. I think it's because the tires are good, and then the track you're able to run in 2 different grooves.
Yeah, you just mentioned a very key thing. Goodyear made a tire for this racetrack. It's the first time they've had one like that, and that's a key.
Yeah, they call it their concrete tire, and I think that's. Oh man, is that Hillman trying to get in the pit?
There you see Randy
Randy
LaJoy on
LaJoy,
pit road.
No, it was
Steve Bird there grabbing
had a
the,
problem there, trying to find
talking to him
I just saw
right there in
black
front of
tires.
the
I
pit
looked up and
box
smoke
with his
was
hand
blowing
on the
off
mic.
front tires, and he missed the pit. He missed the pit entrance. That's what I'm trying to say.
Dover's a tough pit entrance. I think you all drive it on the sim. It's not that easy. It's kind of a blind corner.
Today, Randy, like a lot of drivers complaining about the car being just way too tight. So they were going to fix him up with an air pressure adjustment. It's not been a good weekend for Randy LaJoy. Recall 2 years ago, he swept over. Last year, he had 2 top 5s. He was hoping to get the car back in the championship by
For those that don't know, last weekend we lost Birdie to an illness, and
servicing Ed Barrier, Jimmy Means. You see him right there at the pit wall.
it's reached social media some now, so
That's the crew chief, Jimmy Means.
yeah, I knew it was coming
and he's made his lap, and
for
I think
about
Blaze
6 weeks
Alexander
now.
also just missed the entrance to
But
pit road.
in respect, I just couldn't say anything. I think a few times I said thoughts and prayers. Here's Dad's crew.
And the crew. Let's go back to Matt Yoakum.
Tim Fedewa, like most teams at this junction, going to be making a 4-tire pit stop. He was also complaining his car has leaned to the tight side. They're making a wedge adjustment. You see the crew on the left side of the car, putting both cans of Unocal gasoline in. Kind of a long pit stop, trouble on the right rear of the clean
Oh, come on, man.
now down the
That's how he lost the lap overall.
That was a lengthier stop right there with that problem. Tough break for Tim, the winner at Nazareth just a few weeks ago. Other stops now. Jeff Green will come in.
That's a pretty car. It's always been a pretty car. Maybe Chris should run that paint a little bit. You want to see something cool? Let me look up a photo here. I think I've showed some of y'all this before, but it's cool, like as a reminder or whatever. Oh, I don't have to find it there.
Buddy and I were talking about. He's
I
got a
got
car capable
another
of this race.
location.
And meanwhile, only 13 cars remain
sorry.
on the lead lap. Everybody else has been lapped by
Give me
the
that back,
series
give
of
me that
leaders,
back.
which today included Kevin LePage, Bobby Hillen, Matt Kenseth, and now Dale Earnhardt Jr. More on TNN Motorsports after this. Earnhardt Jr., the race leader, spins trying to come on to pit road.
Oh my, so that's a little plus for some of the people to pit.
What has been a flawless performance so far. Darrell Waltrip, we have seen the AC Delco crew having to wave their driver by, and so many fellows are having trouble getting on the pit road today. What's going on?
I'm not sure. That's the 7th or 8th car that has missed the entrance to pit lane down here.
From glitching it, my computer is like froze my mouse for a second.
Big tire on the end of the wall here. He barely goes by there. Did not hit it.
Now, buddy,
there, see, check that out.
That's being lucky.
That's in my
right there.
sister's garage.
He is in now, Earnhardt Jr.
Isn't that cool?
So Bobby
I gotta find which race he got dinged with this little triangle print with the Chevy, the We Care, and the Kleenex Scott. So I gotta check that out. So far, I haven't found the race that came from.
This should be their only stop. They're not making
My guess it's Sobo.
on the car. Bobby said the car felt good to leave it alone. He thought it would be good for the rest of the race. So they're on the left side now. Right before Bobby came in, Dick Trickle was into the next pit. He overshot his pit space, so evidently there's a problem with the brakes, guys. Dillon is down and away in 23.5. Meanwhile, Tony Stewart is in right behind me. They're around to the left side on him. And Stewart is down and away. Raj sideways getting out of the pit.
Matt Yoakum was in the Dale Earnhardt Jr. pit.
An 18-second pit stop in the line for Dale Earnhardt Jr. Tony Stewart Sr. told him just to shrug it off and just get himself back, hunker down, and get back up to the front. A four-tire stop, no adjustments. He was happy with the way his car was handling. His car actually handles better over the longer run. They don't lose as much as everyone else on used tires. Matt Kansas also in for a four-tire stop. They adjusted his car with air pressure. His car had moved to the tight side.
Now, Phil Parsons assumes the lead as Mike McLaughlin right there makes his pit stop. Did you see a little tire rub on Earnhardt Jr.'s car?
You know what I think? I think when he spun around down there and went back up on the bank, the valance may have hit a little bit and bent the fender in just a little bit. It's rubbing on the outside part of the left front tire.
Yeah, it's possible, but they drop the air down a lot in the race. They'll let the pressure down a couple, 3 more pounds. That tire will flex a little bit till the pressure builds up. But the 17 car, Kenseth almost missed pit lane. He turned in down there, smoking the tires. You know what I think, buddy? I believe they got sealer on that asphalt. I believe they sealed that asphalt, and it's slick. And when you get down on it, you lock the wheels up, and you can't
I'm
drive.
looking at the timeline with an interesting weekend coming up,
It's just air pressure. They dropped that down a
and
couple
some
of pounds.
plans and some things I got to do today to get prepared for that. I will do Sobo on Monday. And it'll be kind of a nice follow-up after the Cars Tour, so then I'll cover a little bit of what happened on the Cars Tour on Monday as well. But we'll just watch this race because I have to see if they mention any news about this or that.
One lap ago, that's what happened. He came in the pit. Wow, he went 106 laps on those tires. As soon as they're done with them, I want to take a good close look at them. Darrell Walkup, you're exactly right. There is new pavement down on pit road, or at least a new sealer on pit road. That's why these guys are sliding so much. Phil Parsons down and away in 22.2 seconds. I'm going to go take a look at these tires, guys.
Yeah, well, you come off the racetrack and the tires are worn. They got to be worn out. And you hit that sealer, and I just got to looking at it. It's real black, so I think they've sealed that up and made it real treacherous to get in the pit.
Darryl, what sealer is, it's almost like a tar base. It's very, very slick, and the tires are hot to begin with, and they get on that sealer and just skate.
Yeah, it's the same thing you put on your driveway. I mean, that's what they're trying to do is preserve that down there. They just filled it up with some driveway sealer. Added a new dimension to the Monster Mile.
And there you see on the left of your screen the number 56 car, Jeff Krogh. He is the race leader. First time in his career he has led a NASCAR Busch Series race. Well, there's been no caution, but Lordy, there's been action. We're live on TNN Motorsports. We're back in July of 1986. Won at Talladega as a 22-year-old. There's third place, 34 McLaughlin, 17 Kenseth. That's a good battle there.
Yeah, you put it in perspective. Dale Jr. spun the car out, so he lost tons of time. He had to go back around. He still made his pit stop, and now he's chasing Hillen down for the lead. So I think that puts it in perspective how fast he is.
See the front of Jeff Fuller's car there, the right front corner is completely torn out, and it's flapping in the breeze. I'm not sure NASCAR is going to like that for very long.
There's the ongoing move by McLaughlin around the lapped machine. There you see the right front of the 89. That's what Buddy was talking about. Jeff Fuller taking over for Stanton Barrett in that automobile. Fuller's excited. They've got 5 Jack Roush power plants in that team's operation already. They're making plans for the future.
Eli, what that's doing is killing the downforce on Jeff Fuller's car, but it's not out where it would hurt anybody or create a problem for him. So I don't think he'll do anything to him. I got to look at it real good, and while it does, all it's doing is just flapping around something.
Yeah, Robert G. always told me, he fixed some fenders, put them brakes on there. He said, boy, I don't ever want to lose a race because I lost a fender.
They had these little, like, they're kind of like aluminum or little steel ties, like little rods with little holes on the ends to rivet them, and they are so easy to break loose.
Don't bring me back nothing but the sternum wheel. Very few people know this, that he built cars for me and for Dale. He's Dale's.
Stanton Barrett's still in the Mooresville area too. I believe that he may have had something to do with some of the stunt driving or recommendations of stunt driving for the new Days of Thunder movie. I just hear rumors here and there about different drivers from the past, talking about it.
Michael Walters running along in the 11th spot right now in the 21.
I don't know who really did the stunt driving for the new movie coming out. It'd be kind of cool to research that and see how much was filmed in this area. Because I'm like right in the heart of NASCAR country. North Wilkesboro, 45 minutes north. I've got Hickory, 45 minutes south. I've got Charlotte, an hour south. It's like Martinsville, it's like 2 hours away. It's like exciting, Bristol's 3 hours away.
We are live here at Dover Downs. Just tuning in, Eli Gold, Darrell Waltrip, Buddy Baker, Glenn Jarrett, and Matt Yoakum. Tomorrow,
Dad's working with a 33 feet car. They start
pre-race coverage at 11:30.
mid-20s. They're not going to set the world on fire, but this race will go green like solid most of the time. The only chance you have to advance is in the pits, and they're going to gain about 10 spots in the pits or under green. They had a bad pit stop that last one.
Jason put it on the C-post of his car.
See, I'll click that again. What did we say? He'll finish 17th. 2 laps down.
I'm glad he didn't do that. That was going to get it to be right exciting there. 3 wide going down into turn 1 here ain't never worked.
Putting a lap on Jason Keller, who, by the way, in addition to the story that Buddy just told you, on the back of the 57 car, you may not be able to read it too clearly, but it says, for sponsor information, call, and there's a phone number right there on the car. They are sponsorless, so they're advertising as best they can.
I was in that situation earlier this year, and I had 911 on the side of my car.
Let's check in with Matt Yoakum.
Eli, on Friday, the grandson of Robert G. Dale Earnhardt Jr. went to Randy LaJoie's School of Dover 101. Friday, LaJoie took 4 groups of rookies around Dover, showing them the lines, where to enter, where to exit, the best way around Dover. And it appears to be working as Dale Jr. is dominating the race today with his Keller run his first time here on the concrete at Dover. He hopes for a passing grade today with an A for his first trip to Dover's victory lane.
It wouldn't be bad at all. You saw Jason Keller go a lap down before, and as our graphic indicated, only 12 cars on the lead lap. Now let's see what Mr. Hillen does. He's got the 74 and the 64, trying to put them a lap down as he leads with John Monson looking on. At Lycos.com, bringing you all the aerial shots of the Monster Mile. There's the Winston Cup garage on the left of your screen. If you're just joining us, here is what has happened thus far. It was Kevin LePage who led the race, but on lap number 17, with guys bumping around him, Matt Kenseth, who had taken the lead, went on by. Lap later, little rubbing, Patty Moise, and Dale Jr. says, uh-oh, Daddy's going to kill me.
Yeah. That's the first thing he thought. They're going to be on me again this week.
But Dale Earnhardt Jr. continued on, and right now finds himself just 0.6 of a second behind the race leader, Bobby Hillin. There's Hillin. There is Earnhardt Jr.
Those 2 cars are very, very equally matched. They're running about the same lap speed when they're out of traffic. And you got 2 guys, I think, that would go that extra inch or a mile in this case to win a race.
There's 6th place, Presley on the left, Elton Sawyer on the right. Robert trying to avenge that late race problem in Nashville earlier this year on TNN when he had a race wrapped up, got caught up in race traffic.
You know, it's funny. I asked Robert. I was watching it on TV because I'm on my home track, you know. And I said, Robert, what'd you do that for? He said, that's the dumbest thing I've ever done. I said, no, it isn't.
I don't believe I told that.
Well, then he got to thinking about it. He said, well, you're probably right. I remember a time at Martinsville and a couple of other places.
MCI bringing you NASCAR timing and scoring there across the top of the screen. 10, 3, 2, 1. Just dial it and save up to 50%. Sawyer, the Barbasol team, closing right in on Robert Presley.
Elton Sawyer was one of the better cars at Charlotte last week, and on the last stop, he said, we let the air pressure around in the car a little bit, and it started pushing, and I couldn't keep up with the leaders. But he had closed down on the leader and made a great race out of it. This young man,
Kenseth. Matt Kenseth has problems off the corner.
Oh my goodness.
You see him taking his safety net down. Caution is on the speedway for Matt Kenseth's problems. And the first caution flag of the day at lap number 137 as the official and unofficial flags are displayed. There you see the NASCAR Winston Cup crews who have come from their garage areas to check on Kenseth, who clearly is okay in getting out of the car. That's between turns 1 and 2. Adjacent to the fence near the NASCAR Winston Cup garage.
Eli, you can see the fire right there on the right front corner of that car is still smoldering. He hit very, very hard with the right front end of that race car.
I'll tell you the most exciting thing. I know that's exciting, but one of the most exciting things was watching Bobby Hillin race Buckshot Jones back to try to keep him going a lap, getting his lap back. That was big.
Buckshot running in 20th, and there you see very quickly, you just saw Matt Kenseth disappear there. Those are the war wagons, if you will, the tool wagons that the Winston Cup teams will be using tomorrow. Here's the end of that incident. Don't know what we can see.
Oh, there's fluid. Yeah, there's fluid coming out of that baby, I believe, with all that fire. That's an oil fire. I'm not so sure that. What do you think, Baker?
I'm looking at the exhaust even had fire coming out. Some kind of motor problem, I think, created that slide into the outside wall.
Yeah, I was noticing that was very odd to see the flames coming actually out of the headers.
Okay, as he was out of that car in a hurry. And now it's time to lay your cards on the table. Lap 139. Here come Hillin and Earnhardt Jr. Again, only the cars on the lead lap can pit this first time by, and there aren't very many of them. There's Mike McLaughlin in third on the bottom of the screen. Hillin, Earnhardt, McLaughlin. Let's watch them all.
I believe that 3-car will be pretty quick out of the pit.
Robert Presley's in, Elton Sawyer, Phil Parsons, and Dale Jarrett. They're all in lap number 139. Let's go to Matt Yoakum.
This caution came at the most opportune time for Dale Earnhardt Jr. A 4-tire stop of the 3-car. He's down and away. His car had gone to the loose side. They added
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 on the lead lap. This is where all the people lost the first half of the race. Everybody lost their laps. That green flag run was a long run.
Mike McLaughlin goes out third, Tony Stewart fourth. But Bobby Hillin's instructions to them were, before he came in, do not change anything on this car. Remember the big hammer I showed you in New Hampshire? He said he'd take it to him if they changed anything. His car's perfect.
You know, I'm looking at skid marks going into the corner of Matt Kenseth's left, or black mark, where the right front was definitely flat on that car as he went up the hill and hit the outside of the retaining wall. And what that fire was, a lot of times you knock the fuel pump off the right side of the engine.
Yeah, it's possible, buddy.
And everybody else.
To the right front tire, but I couldn't tell.
You also saw the Tracy Leslie car stop on the racetrack before. He had gotten around some traffic that he wasn't supposed to, and he was just being put back into his rightful position on the racetrack. NASCAR said you stop right there and then fall back in line behind such and such a car. So he wasn't being penalized per se, but was indeed being put back in his rightful position.
Change the angle of my camera a little so you could see a little slideshow in the background. Not quite.
He's driven well, but those guys did their job as well. Tony Uri and the crew has Little Dale back in front.
My Chromebook, it has
Uncle, who's reaching for, I'm sure, a little
just rotating
break in the action.
photos,
Yeah,
racing
he does. He's lighting up.
And if they give him a cup of coffee, you wouldn't believe what he could do. A cigarette and a cup of coffee, he can make up a lap.
Well, he's
I've
already
got a
had
busy day and I'm tired already.
I'm telling you, one
It's
cup
only
of
5
coffee he
a.m.
walks
now.
around with in the morning is about as big as I
Woke
am.
up
You ever
at
see that?
3.
No, he can't make it without
Gathered
that.
my
And
wits.
in the afternoon, it's 90 degrees, he's got a cup of coffee.
Probably gonna look at a race.
I tried it, and it makes me hyper.
That's what sent Matt Kenseth into the wall. The word we are getting is he cut down a right front tire. Glenn Jarrett spent some time talking about tires this weekend on the AutoZone Tech Fact, brought to you by the more than 1,900 AutoZone stores across America.
Ever since the racing surface here at Dover Downs was concreted back in 1995, this place has presented a lot of problems for the Goodyear Tire and Rubber Company. They've gone through a process of elimination trying to develop the best racing tire they could for this surface. Now they have a tire specifically made for Dover. Dave Offenberg is the chief engineer for Goodyear. Dave, you guys look like you finally got what you want here.
Well, Glenn, we tested here last fall after the Winston Cup event, and we found a new improved compound setup to improve the wear characteristics at this highly abrasive surface. The track will still be, with the greenness of the racetrack, it will be a problem early on, but as the track rubbers in, we expect to see improved wear.
The thing has been tested exclusively. The drivers seem to like what they found so far. Now, the proof is in the pudding.
And there you see how the pit stops took place. Dale Earnhardt coming in second and leaves with the race lead. Those stops because of that car at the top of your screen. Matt Kenseth recording his first DNF of 1998. The only other driver who has not failed to finish a race, Mike McLaughlin, the series point leader. Back under green, just one lap into the event's restarting. Dale Earnhardt Jr. got a great jump on the start, left Bobby Hillin behind him by 0.8 of a second now. And there they go onto the back straightaway.
I always hold my breath after these restarts. If we can run 150 laps and no caution, you get these guys doubled up, sometimes it gets a little antsy.
I think Dale Jr.'s been to the Ron Hornaday restart school. I've never seen anybody that can get off the line as quick when the green flag comes out as Ron Hornaday in the truck division. He drives for Dale Earnhardt also.
Well, now, let me ask you a question, Rick. Do you think that's physical or do you think that's mechanical?
I think it's all mental.
And a man who knows.
I was listening to that Goodyear engineer, and I picked up on some of those engineering terms, you see.
You've always been a little flamboyant, you know.
Yes, I have.
Yes.
There's Hillin in the 8th. The 00 is Buckshot Jones, not on the lead lap. He's running in 19. Matt Kenseth has just come from the infield care center. Glenn Jarrett's got the update.
Yeah, you can see he's standing here looking at us, and he got a smile on his face. He's okay. Matt, hard hit. What happened out there?
I'm not sure. The Lakeland Chevrolet ran really good all day. That last set of tires was extremely tight. I'm not sure if it was just so tight we killed the right front or if we ran something over, but it didn't give any warning. It just went flat going into one. So hopefully we could learn what happened to it and killed my favorite race car. I'm all right, though.
All right, your first DNF of the year is going to hurt you in the point.
Yeah, well, but it's pretty early to be counting points. I really wanted to win the race, and we lost my favorite race car. Those are the two worst things, but I'm all right, and we'll be back at Richmond next week and try to win there.
Okay, better luck to you. That is the car that he wanted Rockingham with. And also, guys, I asked him about those guys having trouble making those pit stops under green. He said that he thought it was that sealant that they put down on the racetrack. They just were coming in so fast, tires couldn't get a grip at that speed.
You saw Mark Martin there into that picture, too. He came over to check on Matt Kenseth, make sure he's doing okay. We are at lap 151, just 49 to go. Lead lap cars are down to only 8. There are 2 of them right there. McLaughlin in the 34, Tony Stewart the 44. That's 3rd and 4th place on your screen. Ahead of them, the lap machine of Buckshot Jones. Very quietly, McLaughlin just hanging around the front, man.
Eli, he came in with a 1-point advantage over Matt Kenseth. Now with Kenseth's bad luck, he is sure to gain some points. They've been chasing their chassis all day today. On the first pit stop, his car was too tight, so they loosened it up. They went to the opposite end of the spectrum. Now it was too loose. On the last stop, they went back halfway, hoping they can find a happy medium. Right now, though, he says he's got his hands full with the 44 car of Tony Stewart.
Good battle.
You can see right there, Tony Stewart able to run the lower line through the corner. McLaughlin gets a better run off the corner on the high part of the racetrack. But that car is now sticking very well right in the middle part of the corner.
No, but I tell you, Tony Stewart is another guy that's just quietly hung around the front there, and now there's only 50 laps to go or less. Looks like he's turned it up a bit, too.
Guys, have you also noticed that in the top 10, there is only one NASCAR Winston Cup regular, as you see Tony Stewart again trying Mike McLaughlin as the Lycos helicopter gives us the aerial view. Only Dale Jarrett is a Winston Cup regular running in 7th. Everybody else in the top 10 are Busch Series regulars.
And how many guys that have won races here, Eli? Again, I looked at you because you had that statistic.
A total of 21 winners in 28 races.
We know Dale Jr. had one.
I was looking at the news on J-Ski. Lane Riggs wins the truck race at Bristol. I fell asleep during that.
We need to say something about Elton because, again, this week, I think they changed the engine program. We talked about that last week, didn't we, buddy? And they have really run a lot better since they did that. And he's up in the top 10 again this week.
Logistics 200.
Gets very sideways there, coming out of turn 2. Got the car back under control, but lost quite a bit of distance there on McLaughlin, trying to get in and take that spot away.
Got on the flat of the track, it looked like.
Oh, man, that'll make your heart stop for a little while.
Poor old Tony Stewart leading the Indy 500 last week, lap 21. The engine went bye-bye.
Oh, that was...
And he was still, I mean, when we saw him here on Thursday night and again yesterday morning, I mean, he was still downright depressed. Then he goes out, runs a lap in practice yesterday, loses an engine here yesterday. It's been a tough stretch.
That thing about Indy is, they have that once a year. So you work on that one race almost all year long. You got one shot. And I think Tony had a good car, and he knew he could win.
South Boston Course Tour tomorrow.
4 miles an hour behind Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s pace. Watch again what happened moments ago from up
today.
high.
Well, you see right there, he's against the back of the car comes out. He tries to wiggle back under control. Did a great job. Normally on radio
This is what I was looking at.
Goodbye. I'm in trouble.
Well, we know that he has exceptionally good car control. He's a great little driver. And he's going to be heard from. Not like that.
The late model is.
I think one thing we have to say about Tony Stewart, he's just beginning, just like Dale Jr. as far as his experience in heavy cars and
see you tomorrow.
And they're going to get better. That's the scary part with other people running against him.
I think what will really help that young man is when he focuses in on Winston Cup racing or on Busch racing. Look at this guy. Stop doing everything else.
I spoke with, well, I texted with a driver's mom, an ARCA driver's mom, and found out they are going to be on the NASCAR 25 race as one of the ARCA cars. So I can't see it, but I will if I look up social media and it's out there. That's cool stuff.
Moved himself along here, and he stayed in the top 10 all day. He's having another solid run.
Again, third here a couple of years ago.
The Elton Sawyer there in the car just in front, running a little bit high on the racetrack. You can see Phil Parsons making a move as they start off turn 4 there, side by side. Going down into turn 1, Phil will probably pull ahead just a little bit there.
You carry so much speed out of these corners that when there's somebody in that outside line there in the groove that you really need to let your car run off into, you really have taken a chance.
Boy, there's only 40 to go. But I can skip ahead some of this.
Elton Sawyer and Jason Keller and others, but up front, Dale Earnhardt Jr. 37 laps from the finish with a 1.5 second lead on Bobby Hillin. There's Busch
I never run that
Gosh, it just stays green. I'm glancing down the bottom. I'm scanning through to see if there's any pit stops or anything.
Boy, we're running down with 15 to go here. We're getting some real battles
15 to go. Let me.
And if Dale Jr. does win this race, it's not over until the checkered flag comes out, folks. I tell you that.
We'll skip
all know
it.
that about racing. But the 2 times that Dale Jr. has won, Dale Earnhardt's been on hand to see him do it.
Yeah, good point. Texas Motor Speedway. Now potentially here at looked over. The 5th race of the year that Dale Earnhardt Jr. has led of the 13 on the schedule.
Well, of course, we know Dale Jr. has got a great team there in the BUSCH car, in the BUSCH series. But I'm proud of Bobby Hillin today. That young man is held in there. He's going to finish second if things continue like they are. And he's had a good day.
And give a call to Tony Stewart. He's fought his way all the way up to 3rd place and has run so very well today.
Well, he's in a hurry. He's got to catch a plane, I'm sure, and get back down to Indiana somewhere and run a sprint car tonight.
Probably so. There's Bobby Hillin in the 8th car. He is 3 9/10 seconds behind Earnhardt Jr., who now comes to the stripe right there, takes the white flag as he tries to deal with Tim Fedewa going into turn 1.
Well, I tell you what, he's shooting nobody any credits there. You can see he goes by Tim Fedewa. Tim Fedewa's trying to hold him off. He's at least that 1 lap better, but Earnhardt had nothing to do with it.
35 BUSCH races, 2 victories. Dale Earnhardt Jr. gets the checkers here at Dover Downs.
All right, there you go.
Very first trip here, and that is a major factor too. A tough racetrack, and he wins it in his first visit.
Yeah, he did, and he dodged a big bullet when he spun down here coming into pits, and he got it back out there and made up the time and won the race. Congratulations, Dale Jr. and Senior.
You know, you have to say Junior has the advantage. He sat on the pole at Bristol. He's done it all on these concrete tracks. He likes them. He does not have anything to say I don't like about any of the concrete tracks.
He came into pits awful slow then.
Meanwhile,
the race is over with.
The race is over with. Dale Earnhardt's going to have to be directed to victory lane. He's never been here before. Get some congratulations. And Darrell Walter, we're going to let you get across the track and get set for happy hour for the NASCAR.
The last thing I'm going to play when I go off the air is, it's almost an hour long, but it's my dad's interview from last week on the Legends of Racing radio show from Ponce Inlet down in Florida, where they used to race on the beach. It's Tony Uri.
Your second win this season.
Yeah, that kid's great. We had a great car today. We had a great car for the last 3 weeks now. We just got in trouble the last 2 races. We just had to put a halter on him today. The kid's doing a great job. We just got to keep him calm. He just wants to win so bad, and he gets himself in trouble. But this is a good old car. She's an old one. She's built in like 1991 or something. Neil Bonnet drove it in Atlanta after a snowstorm. So she's an old one, but she's a good one.
A great day by the guys over the wall, too. 2 18-second stops.
Oh, yeah. They've been practicing hard on the stops. Since we got the Cup team in there, we got us stuff so we can practice pit stops. And everybody's working hard on them, and they kind of competing against each other, which helps, too.
Well, congratulations. Their second win of 1998.
And you saw a very proud daddy making his way to victory lane. Dale Earnhardt will be there in a moment. There's Dale Jr., his second career win, Glenn Jarrett. What a day, huh?
And here he comes, folks. Dale Earnhardt Jr. We've been talking about him. And a Coca-Cola bath for everybody involved. Hey. Young man, first thing I want to do, get a congratulations from Pop here. Let's catch this. Oh, now, this is great. What a day. First thing I want to say, young man, is congratulations. That was an awesome performance.
Yeah, well, I got to thank AC Delco and Tony Uri for making the right calls today on pit lane. And this AC Delco crew, they done it all on pit road, had some fantastic stops. I spun it out trying to get on pit road, downshifting, but I knew we could get it back. I told them I would, and we had a fast car.
Well, you did. You had a fast car yesterday afternoon in practice. You started back in the field around 16th, but was there ever any doubt in your mind, Dale, that you could get to the front? And the AC Delco hat served you well there.
Yeah, well, I knew we had a fast car in the last practice yesterday. I knew it just had to be calm, just like Texas, man. We didn't get no hurry coming to the front, and I knew we'd get there sooner or later because we had a car.
Oh, sticky.
Dad whispered something in your ear there. Can you share that?
He just wants me to remember my sponsors, AC Delco, Coca-Cola, Food City, Chevrolet, Monte Carlo, everything else on board. We appreciate every one of them.
Congratulations, man. Let you go celebrate. Well done.
And as we said before, Dale Earnhardt, though he has won here 3 times in Winston Cup racing, never did win a NASCAR BUSCH Series race here at the Monster Mile. His son has done so in track record speed, 130.152 miles an hour. seats, but we want to think that you have the very best seat of all, because tomorrow we'll be here with all the live coverage of the MBNA Platinum 400 race coverage starting at 12 noon Eastern time. Our pre-race show begins at 11:30 in the morning Eastern time. We certainly hope you can be here.
And like I said, I'm gonna... There I am. That was me. 1996, 29 years ago. Anyway, this was filmed September 5th, so a week ago. And I'm going to play it for y'all. I'm going to put on the closed captions because... And I got it large because the sound is a little, it's, the information is so worth it if you can catch it. So, yeah, it's worth it. And after it's over, I'll sign off, and I love y'all. Thank you so much for watching in VOD later, and see you at the races. Peace.
It's the Legends of Racing Radio Show. Live from Racing's original North Turn Beach Bar and Grill in Podsonwood, Florida. The Legends of Racing Radio Show. And your host, Buzz Mitchell.
All right. Thank you very much, everybody, for here with Rich. That's the same guy. Yeah, you were here last week. Yeah. How so? Probably here last week, too. I hope so. But we got this guy big. Yeah, this is the star of the show today. And for all of you folks who come to the Legends of Racing, this is truly the Legends of Racing. Not a young guy, but a guy who's been out there and turned wrenches and been in every pit and run everything and set up a pole in most places and knows all the people that are legends. I can't wait for the stories to start. Oh, yes. Good games, everybody. So how did you get started? Were you just a kid when you got started racing, or how did that happen?
I was probably maybe 14. I used to ride my bike to the racetrack, sneak in the gate.
Yeah, which track was it?
No, Vermont Speedway, New Hampshire.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I was friends with the people before we got to the racetrack, but then after you couldn't get in, you know, have to sneak around. I was good at traveling through the woods.
Who were some big dogs that went back then?
Pete Salvatore. Actually, Ronnie drove Pete Salvatore's car once when he was walking.
Really, Ronnie?
Yeah.
Is that right?
And he won the race, and he went back to his dad's bar. He was going to start congratulating him as far as for what? He wasn't old enough to drive or drink or anything. He won the race, so his father said, when you're 16, you can start all over.
Really?
Yeah. So I built him a car when he was 16.
Is that right? Was it a lot of fun?
A Seacon car. He won the Rookie of the Year when I was with that car. Yeah.
Was it ever running with that long race?
Yeah, 57 Chevrolet.
Oh, yeah.
Well, one of the questions I have, and I think the audience would like this as well, your background covers so many drivers and so many race teams, and they probably only know one or two. Could you just sort of run through a quick list?
I do have a whole list. My daughter made me a list. But the 3 pages.
Oh, Lord.
All right, well, we'll go through one page.
Well, I've worked with an awful lot of people, and I've had a really significantly good career. It's hard to really single anybody out.
as a whole, when I started being able to weld and work on race cars, that got a lot of interest with a lot of people before I was cheap labor, you know? Yeah. So next thing you know, I'm working on cars for people, but all of a sudden, I run across this one gentleman, Marty Hardy. He changed a lot of stuff for me. You know, I think I told you guys before, when he was in Europe, he got involved with checking on the formula cars and stuff. He come up with some ideas. He passed them on to me. And I've won a lot of races since I met him. Good deal. Yeah. Yeah. Passed away at 98. Oh my gosh. But we were friends for 50 years. Yeah.
So he had a little Formula One background.
I ended up doing stuff for Spice and stuff too, you know.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I was for the road racing book, Billy Bingham.
Oh, yeah.
I was a Pontiac effort, and we had Galvin for a sponsor. So that worked out good.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he was nice.
He was a dealer plus. He was big on keeping all of that stuff growing, you know. It's attractive to remember all that stuff. You know, they used to call me suitcase Dick, you know.
Yeah, because you just sort of team to team.
Well, I did for a while, yeah.
Well, how did you leave exactly work to?
I was helping Kenny Wallace and Birdie at Volusia, and Kenny Wallace won a race, and we were parked next to each other in the pits. So after the race, Dennis Boyd was their engine builder. He said, "I want to introduce you to Joe Nemechek, so you can get something going," because he was hoping to get the car going there and sell some more motors. So I went over and talked to him. Next thing you know, he hired me to come work on his car at Darlington, which would have been 2 races from them, you know. And we ran pretty good. We finished 7th in the first race. I guess I passed the test. But I worked consultant for him just for that first year. It was 1991. And then in 92, they asked me to come on and be the crew chief. I said, yeah, you know, I've done a little calculating. I figured if you can finish in the top 9 spots every week, 9th or better, or 9th being the worst, then you can win a championship. So we won the championship in 92 by 3 points.
No kidding.
Apparently I had it calculated pretty close.
Who came second that year?
Bonnie.
Oh, really? Yeah. Well, Joe's a pretty good driver, wasn't he?
Yeah, he did a good job. Yeah. You know, it was a learning curve for him, too.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, you know. In 82, I was with Ron, and we finished 3rd in that firecracker race. I ended up working the rest of the season for Jack Eady, and we finished at 7th or 8th.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that was pretty good considering we towed from Connecticut.
Jeez.
Yeah, we were running a day late all the time.
That's amazing. Yeah, old Dini, he was a really good fellow.
Yeah, he was a great guy. You know? Yeah, we used to take his Rolls Royce to lunch.
Really? Well, that's not sweet.
Yeah, so apparently we weren't hurt for money.
I understand his son lives in Flying Spruce Street. Is that very small? Is he still Japanese son? Yeah. Yeah, he was out in Spruce Street.
Yeah, I worked on his car too.
Well, did you really? Yeah.
Yeah. I think it was the same son. Yeah, modified. Jack sent me up there to tune it up.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, he went out and won his first race.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Well, that's not bad.
Yeah, I got lucky that way.
So what's most important in a car? Is the chassis, engine, and drive?
You gotta have all 3. Chassis's gotta work right, that's probably, but I'm just guessing that it makes the job a lot easier.
Yeah, I would imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you get another race shoe too, right?
Exactly. I was kind of blessed to have a lot of good drivers.
Did you have a favorite?
John Bush.
Now, if he was 16 when you built that car, you probably weren't too much older than he was.
Probably not. He might have had maybe 3.1.
So I must say 48.
47 or 8. So I was born in 43.
Oh, were you really? Yeah, so you were still a kid then, basically.
Oh, yeah. We were learning together.
Yeah.
But one thing I liked about him, he wasn't afraid to go to the outside.
Oh, really?
Well, he had no shorts. Almost every car I had was kind of on the tight side. You know yourself that you can't jump and get off the corner if you're tight, so he would always go up the second or third groove and he got a lot of rips. He won 3 championships in a row. So,
Did you really?
yeah.
Yeah, but he was Mr. Outside.
Yeah. Even when he went to Stafford, Johnson, still running outside. Even with his new driver there, Bob Johnson.
Yeah, it was another rock that came along pretty quick, didn't it?
Yeah. Now, my memory of really making big strides was when we went to Stafford when the open show was on after a Tuesday and Wednesday night. It was a 100-lap race. And they were doing what you can, you know. And I thought we were going to go and I said, well, if you fix the car for the record we have over there, I'll go. So we fixed it out, went to Stafford. We were going good, but we weren't going good enough. And I looked at the tires in the corner when he's going through the corner, the tire was really golden under. And I said, well, back then we ran 13-inch wheels. So I talked to this one guy that worked with us into buying stuff from Commercial Tire. Buy a set of wheels that were wider. So we got some 15-inch wheels and put some 13-inch wide tires on them.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, he went out there. He ran real good. He finished third. Well, it was a big block race, basically. Bugsy won. Birmingham was second. We were third.
Wow.
And we got the small block bonus.
He's good.
Yeah.
What kind of bonus did he?
Oh, $200.
Well,
Well, it was in the back of the field. 1971.
oh, really? $200 went a long way back then.
Yeah.
He was the tires, probably.
Yeah.
Well, this fits right in with something I was looking at. I was talking to Dick earlier, he said, I want some things to show and tell. He said, we have a few things up. I came up and there's a couple of books here. And of course, the first one says Racing Car Design and Development. The cover shows chassis of the car with a drawing. So I opened it up. One of the chapters or one of the things was about wider wheels. You just have to mention it. Now, the real key is, I'm aware of your car. I opened this other book up. There's a chassis set up. It's handwritten. It came along from sometime and it's handwriting. In a book called Chassis Design. Once again, we're seeing some history here. And you didn't even know you had this with you, did you?
Not really. Well, I know you wanted to see the book, so I figured I'd throw it in the bag.
Wonderful, great.
I get pretty serious about racing.
Well, and that's another question I have. You've done everything in racing, from being to grunt, to sweep the floors, haul some trash out, to being the crew chief and the winning big races, and all of those jobs in between. If you look back at it, what did you like doing the best?
I like designing stuff.
Designing stuff, yeah. There's 2 books right there, Designing Chassis.
Yeah. Well, I made my own shop down at the Necker, 4 to new one.
Okay.
They're $40,000. I got one sitting at the shop right now that I know it works perfect. Facebook. I guess Kenny Wallace sent it, a picture of the spindle that they designed. And it's just, there's things that are happening in the back that we don't normally get a chance to see. That's right. A guy that's active, still doing it, has done it.
And you know the old one too.
Yeah.
Still get results.
Yeah. I'm expecting this crew chief coming in, and we can talk about winning this race and that race, and all of a sudden, we've got a car designer, chassis designer, the guy that makes them really go in our midst. Great show.
Yeah.
Now go to sleep.
No, I'm trying to find a picture.
You didn't go to school for that either, did you? You just did a lot of trial and error.
Yeah, a lot of trial and error. You know, you learn more by losing than you do winning.
Do you really?
I think so.
Oh, those are great words. That's what we're saying. Yeah. And if you saw a need for something, you just did it.
Yeah, there's no gifts up there. Anything that we want to do, as far as that spindle, I got that spindle made up by the left-hander, thinking that they're out Midwest somewhere, and they were able to make exactly what I wanted, and the reason that I chose them is because they're the only ones that wanted to do it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but they were willing to do it my way.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want to go, buy a spindle that they're designed.
Yeah, sure. But knowing what you need, that's the real secret.
Yeah,
That's genius.
We got the secret bag over there.
It's got all the tricks, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my goodness. And then, are you still learning?
Absolutely, every day. Now, in the business that I'm in now, we're working for Bob's and, these guys over here in the corner.
Oh, yeah. You let the sheriff know that they're going to be here.
Oh, okay.
And they're keeping an eye on
Jack and Tony.
That's right.
But, they keep me on my toes.
That's good. That's good. You don't want to let the cobwebs
No,
in there, right? Yeah.
no, I didn't work this morning, so I
That's good. That'd be good.
I didn't want to miss the show, so I have to leave early.
Well, appreciate that. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back with great big Kangas, everybody. From where it all began, racing's original North Turn Beach Bar and Grill. The Legends of Racing Radio Show continues with your host, Bob This is being brought to you locally by Staples and International Speedway Boulevard. And if you put the office, they can hook you up big time. And don't forget, you can check out the Legends of Racing Radio Show Facebook page. If you want to check that out on Facebook or also on YouTube. We're on both platforms. So what you got there, Nick?
I got a steering wheel that I had built in California. It's called Speedway Engineering. And the reason I had to make this, so I have a template for what I wanted to make for an image for road racing. I redesigned this and we dropped this section down some more. I think probably a inch, so that we have it operate from a different angle. And we did pretty good with the car. We worked good enough to get us outside hole and water tank. So that could be an interesting item because apparently somebody saw that and told my mind about it. Wanted to know steering down too. So yeah. Well, Phil Intercept shop and they have CNC machines that would run all night and make parts while you're sleeping. Yeah. So maybe some upside. But you got to work a lot of deals with a lot of people that get the things that you want.
That's amazing work. That's incredible. I mean, who would have thought it's not that down that inch and now we change the angle of the vehicle.
Yeah, well, put the sprinkle on either,
Yeah, but it's all that geometry, it's just amazing.
Well, that's a chassis man's job. It's a crew chief's job. But you got to get the equipment. You got to get the parts.
Yeah.
And this is what us Sunday racers watching TV never see. These are the parts. Door makes parts like this. News racing. To understand it and make it work, get it built, try it, it's a long process. Thank you. You've made racing better for everybody. But it's not just one part, many parts that go into making a chassis work. That's great.
I did similar stuff when we raced the Earl. That thing was built in England, and that car didn't have a really good acronym.
Yeah.
So I was sitting around waiting for some track time at Sonoma. We went for the track time, and I asked Billy if I could make some new steering arms and put them on. Would you go for that? He said, yeah, go ahead. Make what you need. They got the material there, and how big is shop and Sonoma. So we made little pieces of it, made a big difference. Then we started winning races.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Yes.
Well, I'm one of those guys that follows the old English cars and racing and follow the English racing and UMGs and Sunbeams and Trons and all of those cars. And everybody liked them because those were sports cars. But they had horrible steering. Every one of them can be reworked gently and have a much better race car. You're talking about Ackerman angle. I mean, it's everything that is under those because they were used to running World War II giveaway parts in a 4-cylinder, and it didn't make a whole lot of difference. And then you come to the U.S. and you got an overhead valve V8, and just cranking it out is making a lot of difference. So that's the essence of being a legend of racing. I mean, wow, what do we got to do?
We're always trying to do the best thing we can for the racer. You know, the drivers got to have a lot of input. Some drivers can give you no input, but a lot of other things, you know, and you always utilize it while you can. You know, I'm board with some pretty good drivers for the years. And I get 4 drivers.
Last week we had Trey Mills here. He's a 17-year-old coming up through the Saturday night dirt track racing, and he's good. He's really good. We had his crew chief, and we're talking back and forth, and Buzz asked him about what he wanted to learn. The statement was, he says, I want to learn more, so when I come into the pits, I can tell my crew chief what's wrong. And I'm just glowing because there's a real racer.
Yeah.
That's what he's doing. And I think that's why that kid is so good.
Yeah. He's desirous to learn.
Yeah.
And they're going to do what he wants to do.
A driver like that, he wasn't a newbie before. He'd been in it for a while. I worked with Ray Hunter.
Oh, really? Wow. Mr. Hall of Fame.
And he said, if you marches to the records, we're pushing a little more than I like. So I remember with Richie on the project. So why don't we put a little more toe on it and see what he said, just run on a few laps. So we put a little more toe on it, and we put a 1/4 inch, which is really more than he needed. And he says, that was good. Do a little more of that. So we put it on to a 1/2 inch.
Oh.
You know how big it's on a pole.
Oh, my gosh.
And see, I've never heard of anybody having that much trouble. Never.
Ow.
Yeah.
So, Hendrick made you work this for sure.
Yeah, he did a trick for me in Manchester, New York, too. We were fast in practice, but we weren't fast enough to, you know, get the pole. Well, I went to tire time and I found a small F-rear tire. Measured it for a while. Since we had about 4.5, 5 inches of standard. So rather than give up on the tire,
lot of flags when they ran for the course out here. Were you noticed anything?
As far as recent?
No, like, back in the 70s when they had a lot of flags on the road course here. Paul when it came down.
Ron Bouchard, Kenny Bouchard's car.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, he was running real good until the camshaft expired.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, that was a Camaro that we built. That was the same Camaro we won 2 championships with at Seacom.
Really?
Yeah.
Holy cow.
You can't give up on these cars. Once they work, they work.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I know that you talked about Armstrong. He had that one real aerodynamic car.
Yeah.
And did you work on that?
No.
Because the guy that made that on that car, that's what I heard.
No, I helped pick with a lot of stuff, especially when he bought a car from Clayton Mitchell in Japan. That coupe.
Oh, yeah. Good.
Yeah, coupe. And I went to Copenhagen with it. Couldn't qualify for the show. So they saw how good Ronnie ran at Stafford in that open show. Armstrong called him up and asked him if he'd drive it. So Ronnie came to staff to Pocono and into the night, and he drove from Seacom to Pocono. I asked the captain, I said, what can I do on a car? What do I want to do? He said, do whatever you want when you go to it. So we won the qualifying race.
Really?
Yeah. So we qualified third, drove all the way to third place.
Holy cow. No, and then we'll have a lot of aerodynamics in there.
Not at all. Even if you go online, you can see they've got a video of Ronnie passing Ray for the new Camaro, passing on the inside of Pocono.
Is that right?
Yeah,
Oh,
he's got that pretty cool. But we ended up crashing and we didn't get the whole finish. He was passing Denny Giroux for third spot. Then ran a little wide. Ronnie got into the wall and broke a couple of rhythms. So they fixed the car, we run out of track. Finished third, I know second.
What did you do?
Low guy won.
Yeah, he was here 2 weeks ago.
I was listening to his story.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but he saw him broke by the way.
He sold all the books, yeah. He sold all those books with him.
Well, the book's a pretty good read.
Yes, it is.
It's nothing that's going to change the world. It's a good story. It's a good read. Yeah, probably right.
Well, we're going to take a quick break. We're right back with Kangas and Rich Cole. The Legends of Racing Radio Show continues with your host, Miles Hunter. With Vic, and Vic Kangas is here to tell us great stories. Just amazing his mind's on the computer. He knows exactly what he needs to do, what he needs to do. It's awesome. And this segment is being brought to you a little bit by the Daytona Philly Farmers Market, one of the top 5 markets in the country, but you can say we can. This is our shop now network, and our shop now at Daytona Philly Farmers Market. Please go get the latest vendor tours. And it's Tony time. Hey! You got a question for us, sir?
Yeah, Vic, look back, sir. I just what's happening. This is your answer right here. Ask your question at this. I saw a video this week that went out down in North Carolina, GSM fabrication, is restored number 47 Buick. The you and Ron won Talladega.
That's just been completed. It's going to be at the Westboro reunion. And we're looking forward to burning that out. It looks like a brand new car.
Were you involved in that at all?
Yeah, 82, we won't finish 70 points. Or even around 1.
I guess I'm curious, how was it confirmed that that's the car? I mean, it's been 40 years, 30 years. The cars changed a lot.
Well, they got serial numbers. Often puts a serial number on the chassis. That was an awful number.
Pretty good. Thanks. Thanks, I appreciate that. Yeah, that was such a neat deal. That three-way finish with, what was it, Lion and Walter? Yeah. And, Really? Yeah, I was doing something over here on the radio. We were going to try to watch it on TV, on cable, on satellite, but they were running the feed through the phone lines, so we weren't able to watch it over the existence. But man, that was a big deal when they took that race. And that showed that Leland was still alive, right? Must have really been something. I don't know if you know, but. Okay. Okay.
So you get a zero on your corner. So how you do that on one side. So the other side, do the same thing. So make sure you're steering the neutral so no toe. You can turn it a 5 or whatever. You can steer the toe on turns and corners.
I've never seen one of these before.
You can't even do that on, take the plates, and drop on a plate to do the toe. The ball bearing.
Oh, is that right?
The top of the ball bearing.
Oh, okay. It's so simple. It's so important. This is amazing. And you need those plates? So, what was your favorite racetrack?
My favorite racetrack. I really get together with some ways. People do stupid things and take out a whole field of cars here. I like short tracks, so anything I'm doing, I'm for really. Howard, which is what time you get over, put Joe in, we be there.
He's really hot dog. That's great.
And he beat him on last lap.
Did he? That was the great dear soul,
Okay, Nick, what are you pulling out of your bag now? We got a bag of goodies here, I'm telling you. And he said he wasn't prepared.
He's doing BUSCH. You can see, I can get 2 feet, so I just add your market. You can contact anything like a jack stand or whatever. And you're in the garage on here.
It's so simple. It's so important.
Everything you can do a front line.
Is that right?
Skip and Todd was here today. Skip's you need to come by and look at this, Skip. This is something you would be doing for a guy like this.
Jesus, all this stuff like this here on the arrow, that's how we found out who to do steering wheels.
Oh, really? Yeah.
And we're going negative on it. When we turn a corner, it was blowing in.
Oh, jeez.
So it doesn't blow out.
Yeah. You take long to get on that.
Just about a few minutes.
So, did you ever have any judges like that?
I didn't have the knowledge.
Oh, yeah.
For me, I was trying to be a racer and trying to learn all of this at the same time.
Yeah.
And it forces you to learn. But I didn't have the machines capability behind it. This is the kind of thing, all the whole package put together. I needed his help. I finally, I ended up, rather than trying to take care of my car, I went to a drive and arrive campaign where I gave my car to a team that put it together. I showed up at the track and they had it. I had guys like that who were looking out for the things that I needed to do. I don't think I rode any better. No. My results didn't show it. I was okay.
But the car was in you.
Yeah, it's, all the stuff he's doing is just fantastic. I call us, the guys that run all this, we're 70 afternoon racing jockeys, and we're watching TV. We don't even think about all this stuff. It's happening underneath us, and we don't see it, we don't know where it is. But how does one guy in the same basic car, with the same basic shape, with probably the same basic power and equal, how does one guy outrun the other guy? It's because of tricks like this, not tricks, but technology that allows you to go ahead. Now, it's just, and you've got a long list of winners, so I know you've been doing this for a long time.
Yeah. I like winning.
When it's running.
Yeah. I don't know how to explain it, but if you go to a racetrack and you're not progressing in your practices and all that stuff, anything like that, you need to change something.
Yeah.
Either the driver or the car or something. Sometimes you gotta give the driver education.
That's right.
So whatever it takes to get the car from.
Well, it's truly a team sport. When we look at it on TV,
it's a one-man sport. Think about team, how it got there, all the preparation and work.
Racing's changed so much today that I don't know if I'd be a happy camper in the race anymore.
You would be, I guarantee you would be. And all these guys out here, yes, race cars, know exactly what you're talking about. Why does that happen?
First off, it's too expensive. Everything costs so much money, you don't get to make a mistake.
That's true,
I make a lot of mistakes through the years. And, that's how you learn. I don't know how else you can figure it out.
We'll be right back with Vic and the Rich Camp. We got Larry coming up. This is the brought to you by Home Sweets by Bill Fresco, right around the corner from the Speedway. It's sweet, and they come on breakfast, come on the happy hour, and it's a really pleasant guest. So we look at the support. And Larry, how's it going? Hey, Larry.
I know you said Ron Lucia was fair to work with. Did you get someone that was especially difficult? You don't have to mess with me with
We only drove for a whole while, but drove back out and he came back to Busch Series. We couldn't communicate at all. He was coming out and crazy stuff about the chassis and stuff. I know he didn't know what he was talking about. So I convinced Bob Marosa, Tim Marosa, to get a new driver. So the next driver I had was Jimmy Spencer.
we used to call him the shit.
Well, this is Italian was a good man.
You want to go to the front, that's a shot. The other thing I'd like to know was there any race that you went to that you thought maybe we don't have the best chance and it's hard at all or something like that?
Yeah, that was a good segue to what I want to say. When we were at Pocono, Ron got in the car for the first time after we got sat up on the road, and he went out, he was running real good. I mean, just a little bit loose. So, no, he was pushing. So we put a little bit smaller tire on that rear, and he went back out. He didn't have 2 laps in the right hand. He said, that's not the last lap. I said, okay. So what I did is I flattened the car out, and I took some of the stagger away. We ran on that half to 3/4 inch of stagger that when he went back out. And then when he got going, he was faster than the track record. And when he won that qualifying race, he was so far ahead of what he was coming. And you had a lot of good cars in that race. And then when the race did start, actually, he passed Ray on the inside and he was going away. And Ray was like about 10th place. Ron kept going to the front and Ron got up to 3rd. And, he would have passed Eddie Giroux. And the fence, that's for the marbles on the outside. They always like to go to the outside.
Cool, man. Thank you, Larry. We appreciate it. When you guys ran, how tough was it to set up that goofy right-handed all 3?
That third class in that race. Yeah, we were running real good. I think we qualified to be in the top 10. But during the race, we were running really good. This is a 200-lap race. About an hour and a half or something.
This time?
No, this is a big.
Oh,
with the dog. The dog made it bigger. Anyway, he came on the radio and he said, if this race is 1 half longer, he's going to have to go in. I said, what are you talking about? He said, you got too much faster in this thing. Yeah, I put a lot faster in the front. I said, we don't have power steering. Every time you turn left, it's jacking the car up, So every corner, it's feeling the weight of the car, especially in the corners. Those things, pretty good engine. That was like a time right in the line. We finished second. The old line said we had a clutch open if we could have survived a little longer, maybe we could have won.
With the Rogers driver?
Yeah.
Was it
that was a coupe?
Oh, the coupe? Really?
Yeah, a coupe.
Oh, no kidding?
Yeah.
Teach your mama said, what was what I got? Could that little
Falcon. No.
Valley.
There we go.
Yeah.
He ran a lot of races, but I don't think he ever owned it.
Oh, really?
I don't think he owned it.
I
could be wrong. I'm sure he worked on it. You know, everybody's working on a car and somebody else is working on it.
Yeah, sure. He talked about how big the roof was and that was the point.
Oh, he did.
Of course. That was great interpretation.
I had to do that.
No, of course not.
I built Kenny this actual one.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah. The way we found out about how much I work, we were in an actual pickup truck with a 4x2 piece of plywood. And we're going on the road about 60 miles an hour, and I had a protractor on top of it. Plywood, and I'm watching to see where I thought the most pressure. I locked it there. And we found out what degree we need to have for the wing. I don't know if you said that, really. Yeah, we went to see off with it. It was like taking candy from the baby. It was an open show. You could run anything you wanted. So Andy's going around passing everybody, Eddie Clumpy and, all the good guys at the time. You come up on George Summers. George Summers didn't have him going by.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Even the booth, so he would get up. Yeah. He ended up in the wall.
Oh, no.
All's well and ends well.
You supposed to get his Columbus?
I don't know. It's bad. I work with George, too.
Oh, did you really?
Oh, I work in that Oxford Plains.
Oh, really?
And that Getty series, they had 8 Getty races. George and Bill, we won 4 of them.
Oh, really?
And finished second and 2 were the only 2 winning finishes because of Agro.
Oh, yeah. Well, he's pretty good racer, wasn't he? Yeah, his wife is a character, isn't she?
Still is.
Oh, man, she's amazing. She's that tall.
Yeah, that's
just full of, that's just, it's big.
No, we were good friends with the whole family. When we went to Oxford, we had a got together and they had run to and go to the ocean after the race. So really,
That's pretty neat.
Well, all the things I can tell you're an inventor. Little things come along to make your own shoe, make your own way to do it, measure it. You're a businessman, and I know you're doing a lot of things. So, has there been anything that you invented or set out, other people copied and stole it, you're sorry it happened?
That deal you just saw with those plates,
Yeah.
and you can buy them now for like $19.
Oh, Lord. That's your idea.
Yeah.
Even if you can break it, we're down to dick. More stories. So anyway, this segment is brought to you by the Legends of Racing Radio Show Facebook page and also the YouTube page. There's 2 different versions of the show, and we're on anyone, and we're just doing that to help you talk about it a little bit. And I can't imagine very many people nowadays doing what you did, what you did. Everything is so specialized, and you can buy anything. You don't have to think for yourself. And it just makes you wonder how far the do-it-yourself I think you can go to come up with your stuff.
Well, I have a gizmo just like that in my shop. It's now and of course, it's got a $1,000, we just got a list here of drivers that we've worked with.
Holy cow.
And I'm just looking through it, and it's names we know, Kenny Wallace, Mike Wallace, Mike Dillon, Jimmy Spencer, Noji, Jody Michelle, Ron Bouchard, Greg Sal, Tommy Riggs, Steve Dillon. We just go through the list. These are all the guys that we know. These are all the guys that we listen to for the last 30 years or watch the race. You got anything you want to say? I mean,
375 or 375 on the right rear.
It'd be interesting to see that set up and work today.
Well, I'm sure it would.
That's a 1900 on the right.
1,900 pounds. That's almost 1,300. Now, if somebody said that today, would think you're right. I'm telling you, we sat on a bowl by a bunch.
Oh.
Is that Ken Walsh?
Well, that body did not come
No, that was Jeff Fuller. So,
Oh, Jim Fuller. Okay.
yeah, but I did the same trick on Kenny Walsh's time in 97. We sat on a bowl with Jeff Fuller.
Oh, okay. That's pretty neat.
I don't see a date on here. This is the workup sheet for the car, layout, screens, tires,
1996. Fall race, 1996 at Bristol. Talking about all the times you went out and practiced. I've got everything documented.
How long did it take you to done that? You had to practice a lot.
I changed one spring, one shot, tried it one way and the other, and I put it back to where it was. Well, the track changed. The more rubber that got put down, all of a sudden it started getting too tight, so I took the left rear out, put a soft the left rear back in.
Right. Yeah, the geometry of the chassis is just basic. I mean, the geometry is not going to change as far as, I mean, the way you adjust things are not, but the basic geometry is not the same.
The geometry is pretty much alone, and you work with the air pressure, springs, and shocks. Shocks is such an important deal. I had no idea until I put the shock down.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I mean, that's the shocks, the probably what you're supposed to have, but that didn't mean the whole,
Oh, yeah. Well, you still have to kind of play it by ear more or less.
We ran so well at Charlotte. We ran so well at Charlotte that they were interested in seeing what they were doing. Especially when Aaron and the trailer were wanting to sell the shops to the ball. Well, he didn't qualify for that race. He was still going to have to run the hula race.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So he went out with some shops at that bill. He run the hula race. So now he's in the back of the field. You know, for the race. He came all the way through. He could finish second or third in the race. Yeah.
That's amazing.
And now after that, he said, well, that works so good. How about you build me another set for the cup car? I said, what? I said, I don't have that many shots. He said, oh, you can do it. So just then Joe walked in the trailer. I said, Joe, we want to build another set of shots. He said, go ahead. Oh, we didn't set for the cup car. But they had cut all the brackets out. We were a big project to build them shots.
Oh, yeah. But it's very interesting that in the early 70s, late 60s, Regal was the shot supplier, and they would give you more shots. And everybody made the same shot. It was a certain length and certain strength, and when you had to make up, so your chances strengths and all that sort of thing. Everybody had the same shot.
Well, they had a chart with a shot number, and this is what it's supposed to do. You know, compression and rebound. So you could take that guess. You could guess how what you're going to have.
That's amazing. This is going to be a real issue for you, Mr. Rich.
Oh, I always have one up sheet. Nothing ever as good as this. No wonder I went to good race. I needed you. I was probably in the star. I carried a lot of this, a lot of it, over here. As detailed as you are. You were talking about shot things and shot sway bars, what size were they? We just shipped out 2 sway bars out of my shop yesterday to a guy in Wisconsin. This is the piece of history that everybody should see.
I like to see how that will do in the car today.
this is a fast hospital. We cannot thank you enough for coming over to see us. Yeah, this is winning history right here. He can show us what he needs, and that's just a gift from God. It really is.
Divine intervention in here.
Yeah, I would say so. Absolutely. We got a few folks who say thank you to you for putting the show on. Good Danny on board over here. Nice job. Is right here. He's a native for the Utah, and this is very well, that's good. So good to see you today, right? Hey, Steve, keep going, bro. Well, we do thank you all for being here, and we're going to have some very interesting people coming up. So don't miss the show, and we just appreciate your time, everyone out there. Thank you for tuning in. And Mr. Kangas, we appreciate you.